All right, what's going on there, fellas? Hopefully there's a visible improvement in our video quality here because your boy saved up for a bit and invested in a camera. Spent a pretty penny. We're going to be buying a nicer mic setup. Shout out to my friend Sterling for helping me out with this stuff because I have no idea what I'm doing. I am technologically illiterate. So thank you to Sterling for giving me some recommendations within my budget to improve the quality of the videos. We'll be getting the mic maybe next month if the whole saving up thing goes well. And then lucky me, my tripod snapped the other day, so I will need to order a new one of those. For now, we're going to be taking our nice little camera, and we're either going to be holding it or we're going to be propping it up on stuff, but hopefully remarkable increase in the quality of videos. Audio might be a little shoddy using the built-in mic on this thing. I know that. I have plans to get a mic. But today, I want to get back into posting videos more regularly. And I look back over my old videos, and a lot of the videos I thought were the most valuable. Maybe not my best videos in terms of entertainment value, maybe not as cool as me lifting heavy, but I think the videos that I think were particularly helpful were often just me getting on here and telling you guys some things that I frequently will be telling my clients, and things that kind of help them with their lifting, things that help me with my lifting. And today we're going to talk about sleep. Yes, this is something that's probably been beat to death. We all kind of get it. I think if you've made it to my channel, you have some general understanding that, okay, training hard in the gym, first and foremost, effort really, really matters. And then we have our form. And then we have kind of intelligently structuring our program. And those three things cobbled together kind of put together our efficiency in the gym in terms of moving towards our goals. And then we have the outside the gym variables. We know, okay, sleep, food, hydration, kind of step count, general, little bit of cardio. These things are kind of the big rocks that we want to do a pretty good job with. We don't want to play silly games and say, well, if you could only do one, what would you do? If we want to be pretty strong, we want to be jacked or strong or both. We probably want to do a pretty decent job with all of those things to the best of our ability, just kind of based on what our schedule allows. Standard caveat here, you know, if you've got kids, you got a busy job, yes, sure, we're going to have to compromise sleep, but we should still be taking pride in, okay, yeah, no, for the circumstances I'm given, I do a good job with my sleep. Yeah, it's not as though I'm a full-time athlete and sleeping 12 hours a day like LeBron, but I do make good decisions when I can. I'm not staying up and watching a movie when I have a priority training session the next day, right? You can still pride yourself in making good choices, pride yourself in taking good care of yourself, and pride yourself on putting value on sleep. Even if objectively the amount isn't like this optimal number, you're still prioritizing it well within your schedule. But I feel like this is the most common thing for people to botch pretty bad. People will be like, yeah, Sam, I do a good job with my training. My tech is pretty good. My effort's pretty good. I got my nutrition, like this past year, my nutrition has gotten better and better and better. But the one I probably need to get better at is sleep. And they always say that kind of sheepishly because a lot of the time they do know that there are some prioritizations being made that could easily be not made, like staying up on looking at your phone a little bit before bed. You can get into a discussion of like, hey, man, that doesn't reflect your priorities. You clearly care more about your training than mindlessly scrolling Instagram before you go to bed. Your actions are not reflective of your priorities. Let's sort that out. And everybody will agree, but for some reason, we all still struggle to fix that. And so kind of what I've talked to a lot of my clients about is, hey, if just making a cost-benefit analysis of like, hey, you care more about your training than scrolling, go to bed. That doesn't seem to be clicking. That doesn't seem to be working. You know, I could give you a motivational, you know, just fucking do it, right? And yeah, on some level, sometimes that's what people need to hear, but oftentimes to actually get the result what we're looking for, regardless of maybe we should just do it if it makes sense, right? And some people are going to respond well to that. What I really care about is getting the result of my athletes doing it. So sometimes we need to rephrase it in our heads. And while all of these variables are important, I think sometimes rephrasing it to my athletes and saying like, no, taking care of yourself and going to bed is the most important thing. Prioritize that over getting your steps in, prioritize that even over food, prioritize that over training sometimes. Yes, you know, there's definitely a point of diminishing returns there. You could make an interesting thought experiment of somebody who does undersleep, but they train wicked hard. They're probably going to be stronger than the guy that sleeps a ton but doesn't train hard. So you could say, well, the training is more important. And I'd say, yeah, probably you got a point there. But the reason I say that and the reason we need to frame that and we need to start taking pride in our prioritization of sleep and be like, yeah, no, maybe I fucked some other stuff up, but I do a good job with my sleep is getting adequate sleep is going to give you the mental resources the next day to do a good job with all those other things. As soon as we start compromising sleep, those other things tend to go out the window. If we go to bed on time and we have these more mental resources to allocate the next day, we might have better plans for where to get our meals in. We might have better plans for how to warm up for our session. We might have better intensity in the gym. All of these things are largely predicated by good sleep habits. So almost thinking, okay, we need to rework this. That is priority number one for getting stronger. Not because it's actually priority number one. Training probably would be priority number one there. I know a ton of guys who have gotten pretty darn strong off of pretty suspect sleep habits. But we need to reframe that because A, our quality of life is going to go up. It's a good decision that's going to benefit you. It's going to benefit the people around you when you're a little bit less of a jackass. But also it's going to allow you to nail those other variables and do a better job with your training. So while it's not necessarily the most important variable, I think there's a lot of value in thinking of it as so. And thinking about, okay, going to bed right now is the most important thing I can do to help me achieve my goals of getting stronger. Take pride in it, brag about it, fake it till you make it, tell people you've been doing a good job with your sleep. If it's brought up in conversation, tell the people at the gym, be like, yeah, man, I'm going to bed at 9:30. I'm hardcore like that. I think that sometimes reworking our thought process on sleep and then kind of putting the cart before the horse and taking pride in it almost before we're doing a good job of it, it becomes a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy that maybe we will start doing a good job. So that's kind of something I've been talking about with my clients. It kind of depends on like when I feel out with the client, like, hey, how are they responding to these cues? Like, how are they thinking about their sleep? It might be a little bit different from person to person, how specifically we need to reframe sleeping. But I think 9 times out of 10, that is the solution, right? Because I can give the rah, do your shit, stop scrolling before bed, but that often doesn't work. And it's usually some kind of reframing. And I hope that provides a little bit of value to you guys who maybe kind of identify with this and you're like, yeah, that sounds like me. That's kind of what I'm fucking up with my training. Think about it as a direct means to an end to your training. Think about it as something that's really important to just your quality of life, your goals outside the gym. All of these things are going to be aided by good sleep habits. So kind of making that as something really, really important in your life. Kind of talking about that with your significant other, talking about that with whoever you live with. I go to bed at 10. That's what I do. And you could tell everybody that. They're going to know that after a little bit. And your friends are going to respect that. And if they don't respect that, they're probably not your boys. But bit rambly, but I hope this helps. I mostly just wanted to use the new camera today, and I didn't want to do a higher effort video. Thank you, boys, for watching.